Hello, magical souls. This is a quick Friday message. I just wanted to drop in because I haven't live streamed all week. And I was just tuning into beliefs. And this is a lot of what I do with people because we dig into those core beliefs, right, that are impacting our lives. Hold on, what's happening with my laptop? Okay. Yeah, and it just came to me around this belief. It's a really juicy one, and I've had a reminder from my guides fairly recently about this one, so I wanted to share it with you. And it's particularly relevant, if you're someone, who's been on this inner journey, right? You've been working on yourself, expanding, growing, going into the next level of yourself, all of this deep inner work. And when you're really conscious and aware, you're someone, right, same as me, that you'll be aware of how you're thinking, your thoughts, your beliefs. You get it. You get that all that creates your reality, and you understand how the energetics work. But one of the little layers that sometimes keeps us stuck is this belief. So just check out and see if you've got this going on, is the belief that your belief is getting in your way, is holding you back. So what I mean is, imagine that you're wanting to create something in your life or business, and then you have a little bit of doubt that comes in, right? Which is very human, very normal. And then imagine, because you're so self-aware, maybe you're journaling, right? Maybe you're just tapping into yourself and you realize, oh, I've got some doubt. I don't fully believe that what I'm going to create maybe is going to come through. And then you start looking at that as oh my goodness, I have this limiting belief over here, and I need to shift this limiting belief in order to create the thing I want over here. And whilst that is sometimes very often a part of it, what can be like a deeper layer, especially when you've been on this journey for a long time, is the belief about the belief, right? So you've got this belief that says, oh, maybe I doubt that I'm actually going to pull that thing off, or maybe I doubt I can do this thing. And then not only do we have that belief, we judge it. And then we have this additional layer of going, oh, I need to shift that belief. And until I shift that belief, and until I get into that rock solid 100% confidence in myself and what I'm creating, until I get there, I'm never going to be able to create the thing. So I wanted to just shine some light on this, because I feel like it's one that comes up a lot, and it's a sneaky little hidden one. And my guides brought that to my attention, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. And I wanted to share this bit as well with you, where they reminded me, right? So back in 2015, I'd done all this inner work, and I decided I was done with kind of mediocre relationships, or just maybe dating. And I was really ready for the real deal relationship. So you might have heard me talk about this. I lit a candle, and I wrote down these traits of what I really wanted in a relationship. And I got to 91, which is a whole other story. I'll tell you that another time. But I got these 91 traits. And by the end of reading these traits, I was so in love with this guy, thinking, wow, this is what I want. But then I believed, oh, it's so good, it's so expansive, like I'll probably not meet him for 20 years. And I really believed that. I thought that's not going to just come my way. Obviously, I had other beliefs underneath that, right, around deserving and worthiness and all that. So I just put it to one side, and I thought, well, I don't really believe that's coming now, but that's what I want, this or something better. And I just let it go. And a year later, I met Michael, and now, obviously we're now married, and he's my best friend, and all is well, right? So what my guides reminded me of a couple of weeks ago, when we were having this conversation about beliefs, they said, remember that when you wrote that list, you still had the doubts. You still had the doubts that you probably didn't believe, this was coming to you. You really wanted it, but you thought it was going to take 20 years. And they said the fact that you just let it go, and you didn't add any fear or worry or expectation, you didn't attach anything to this, you just let it go and just kind of forgot about it and got on with your life. And so I didn't block it. And then obviously divine timing, we meet each other literally a year later. So this was used like as an example, and they were showing me that it's not you don't have to hold this belief that 100% you're creating the thing, because sometimes when we're doing that, we're putting such a high standard, right? Like, apply this to what you're creating, you're trying to shift and expand into. We're applying such a high standard. Any doubt or any fear or any like disbelief, we automatically say, oh no, I'm in doubt, oh my goodness, I'm not holding it. And there are a lot of teachings right out there that are teaching people to hold that 100% with conviction. And of course that really helps, but we don't always. So I just wanted to shine a light on that, because I feel that a lot of people hold this one, and maybe you do as well. And to let you know as well, personally, I do a lot of things where I shift out of my comfort zone. There's still doubt. I don't know if I do very many things with 100% rock solid belief. Like maybe the bigger vision belief I have, like I know that I'll make the impact I need to make in my lifetime, right? I kind of know that. I don't really doubt that. That's just there. But the day-to-day things and the kind of the stepping stones and the goals, maybe like writing my book, releasing my book, and holding events and creating a new offer, all these things, I wouldn't say I'm like 100% unshakable conviction with everything, because there is always an element of, oh, what if this doesn't work? I'm not sure if it will. So I just want to open that to you, because sometimes we've created this industry in the coaching, personal development world. There's a lot of bullshit. There really is. There is a lot of bullshit. And so you might have been in the trap that unless you are rock solid, determined, belief 100%, 10 out of 10 level, you're not going to create the thing. So I want you to know you can create the thing. You can actually defy your own belief systems. Of course, if there are major, like those deep-rooted beliefs that are really going to block you from that, that's different. And I work with that all the time in myself and my clients. So obviously we want to look at those deep core beliefs. But I'm talking about, it's okay to have a bit of doubt, and it's okay to not believe it 100%. But the difference is, if we're not believing it 100%, like in my example of manifesting this like soul mate relationship, right? If we're not believing it 100%, there's a difference between we don't really believe it fully, so we'll just kind of let it go and let it be what it is, versus we don't believe it 100% and then we keep focusing our disbelief on it, and it's like putting fuel into that, right? So we're putting our energy into why we don't believe it, and oh my goodness, and oh my goodness, and then that in itself can be the thing that creates more momentum, and then actually we've flowed so much energy to that holds us back. Does that make sense? Pop me a comment below if you're watching later and you want to ask anything of that, but I hope that makes sense. So as long as you're not continuously firing things at it and worrying and stressing, and kind of remember that example of, right, I wrote the list of relationship stuff and I just let it go. I believed it would take 20 years. I just had this belief that I'll probably meet him in like an old people's home and we'll have like the last year together of our life in bliss. Because I didn't have this belief in myself that I was going to have this amazing, expansive relationship that I do now have. So we can receive things even though we don't believe them. So I hope that makes sense. All right. So I just wanted to share that to end the week, whenever this message lands on you, that it could be the belief that you've got about your limiting beliefs that is holding you back. So if you just release the judgment around beliefs that you have and just let them be and just keep moving on your journey, you might find that you actually create and call in things that defy your own beliefs, right? Because this is never about perfection. And at the same time, might sound contradictory, but it isn't. But at the same time, we want to still be aware of our beliefs, right? And all of that, but there is a balance. Okay, so I hope that assists, and I hope that sheds some light on that, because it's a juicy one. So I will leave the link wherever you're watching this in the description of just my ways of working with me. If you want to check out any ways I can assist, I do have quite a few different offerings, and I'm not going to go into them now because it just sounds like a big sales fest. It's like there are lots of single sessions, options, join my monthly membership, come into an expansive one-to-one package with me, some activation stuff, channeling stuff, all sorts of things. So I'll just leave the link. You can check it out in your own time. But yeah, have a look and see if you need to drop the belief that your belief is holding you back, because actually you get to move forwards anyway. All right, so I send you lots of love. I hope you've had a good week. Have a great weekend whenever you're watching this. And yeah, I will speak to you again soon on this page or wherever we're connected. All right, take care. Bye for now.